Hello, loved ones. Welcome to another Bear City Fire Say It Loud podcast. I'm your host, Matt Jones, and we have Scott Collins on the show this week. It's his first time being on the podcast. You've probably heard of him. He's fully ingrained in the Austin music scene. He's on TV all the time. He plays gigs at hotels and bars and venues across Austin weekly. And he's got some new music out. Had a new EP come out at the beginning of August called Roadmaps. You can check it out on Spotify under Scott Collins Project. He also has some other records under Scott Collins. You know what? Do yourself a favor. Check them all out. He's a good guy. He works really hard, and he stays humble. I've really never seen a guy that felt so blessed about what he has in life, and that really is his motivation to keep working. Check him out September 7th at Pennyfest at Barracuda, and then on September 8th, he'll be playing with the Misses at Lambert's. Fair City Fire will be playing September 12th at Stubbs after the Grizzly Bear show. If you already have a ticket for that, stick around. So enjoy the show. We played a new game today, The Simple Truth, where we answered questions like, do you have to be 21 to buy lettuce at a grocery store? And is it illegal to masturbate? We're solving the world's problems here, folks. So thanks for tuning in. Enjoy. Do whatever's comfortable.
Get comfy,
Our
Scott.
house is your house. And actually, it kind of is, right?
Yeah.
Kind
We
of.
just
Not.
found
No.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From history. Beautiful.
But yeah, Scott walked in immediately and noticed that he had been there in this life already.
Oh, the second I parked and walked to the gate, I walked to the neighbor's house and then came back around. And when I saw the gate, that was the moment I was like, oh my gosh, I'm either getting punked or I've been watching way too much of the crime shows, the real life crime shows on Identification Discovery or whatever the channel is. So I was like, I'm getting murdered. Oh my God, I was called back here on a giant hoax.
Gotcha.
A murder hoax.
Gotcha. Haha.
A
man.
mox.
That was my way of saying, welcome to the podcast, Scott Collins. Welcome
Thank
to
you
Say It
for
Loud
having me.
Podcast. That's how we get rolling.
Hey, Scott Collins.
Hey, Scott
What's
Collins.
up? What's up?
Hey,
Project.
y'all sound like Johnny Gowdy. He always says that. My friend Johnny, he goes, Scott Collins.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we've had him on here
Hey,
before.
Johnny.
Yeah, I know y'all have. That's awesome.
Do you
we
want
love Johnny.
Do you want a turkey sandwich, Johnny?
Eat your sandwich, Samuel.
Well, welcome. So we've got Brett
That's
and
me.
Brian
Hey.
and Joe of
Hey.
Fair City Fire. I'm Matt, and obviously Scott Collins. Brett, what are you making there, Brett?
He's a shot of water.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
nice.
Oh,
Well,
that's awesome. Thank you.
yeah. Well, I mean, we can't. And the rest get shots of beer. Well, that is.
You guys got paid in beer the
Evian?
other night, right?
Session.
We sure
Yeah,
did.
we got paid in beer the other night.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
supposed to be more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where?
A place.
A place. Yeah,
Yeah, we won't
I
say.
forgot. We don't have to talk about that. Well, I used to play South Austin Brewery all the time when they were doing stuff back in the day, and I
Yeah.
didn't drink, so they just give me tons of cases of beer, which I gave to the studio, which was on my house.
That's
and
nice,
for the
yeah.
rehearsal space, it was great to have beer for people.
Yeah.
And, hey. I do
Yeah,
it
that
with
works out.
Guayaki now because of the sponsorship, and we did it with Lone Star. My last band had a sponsorship. I don't know. I just love giving stuff away. That's all I
no
want to
doubt,
say.
man. No doubt.
Find me and take what I have. No. Let me
I'll
offer it.
take that weed pen.
Yeah.
No. Let me offer it, please. I don't want to get beat up by trying to defend
It's the
myself.
only way this works.
There's probably been worse payments, I guess, in the history of you guys playing together. But in terms of expectations, that one probably
No
was
payment.
pretty sucky. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
payment.
did you get a haircut?
I did.
You look good.
Oh, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of customer service issues in life today. Yeah.
Payment. It's hard.
I had
Yeah.
a good one.
At least.
Brian had a bad one.
Yeah.
We have both sides of the spectrum.
I'll drop a
today.
name here. Guitar Center. Guitar Center.
We're not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
It rhymes with no.
That
yeah,
little.
you said
That
it.
little. That tiny little business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't take your cord back, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I told them to keep their trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt good about that.
Did you say it? You said keep your trash.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. I sure did. I wasn't thrilled, but I felt better after saying that.
Yeah.
I'd get in the
I'd
car
say
with
it
you, but
again,
I
too.
don't know you anymore. Who have you become?
We have a monster now.
That
Hey.
cabbage. The cabbage.
Look what
Hey,
you
you ripped me
created.
off.
You know, I have to say, on the other side of the
I'm a
spectrum,
different
Bird's Barbershop, you did pretty good today as far as good customer service goes. You did not pull a Guitar Center.
No.
Yes.
You had to drive to 3 different locations.
I did have to
make the
drive to
trip.
3 of your locations though. That first one
Little
the
mini tour.
first one the AC was out. Second one they were understaffed.
Ooh.
Third one, I
Discount.
cruised across town. All the birds stay on the east.
How'd they
on
all
the-
look?
At least
on the
you were
west side.
dedicated.
I was super
Do you know how
dedicated.
many options you had along the way?
Well, I know, right? But then I went in and she was like, "We got one at 6:30," and it was like 5:30, and I was like, "Fuck it, just give me the damn, just give it to me, just give me the damn appointment."
Give me
That's
the damn
it.
haircut.
Yeah, just give me a damn haircut. They did beard trims too, so I was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do that too." While
Joe's
while
a
you're
man.
at it, all
That's
right?
great.
Right?
Joe's a
I
man
sh-
who
I
knows what he wants.
Buzz my own head. If you ever need anything in that direction,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I've been there once. I'm not going back.
I remember
soon.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
surrounded
dude.
by people
Well,
with good hair.
it was
Everyone, they're like,
Dude, you're,
no,
I look like an
don't
alien.
Jackass season 2 us.
Yeah, I look like an alien.
90s
I'll be
joke.
honest with you. Don't have
No,
the
2000s.
Yeah, they
The
did
shaved
have a
head
movie, yeah.
Joe. Shaved head Joe was scary.
Yeah.
Like shaved head Joe looked like he'd beat you up.
I cut you.
Yeah, he cut you.
It was a little more
I
intimidating
believe
than
that.
he is
Did
right
I?
now.
Yeah.
You know, which might be good. You
A
know?
great
I
head
don't
of
know.
hair,
Yeah.
you know.
Now it's
Yeah.
fluffy and I'm
Not
happy,
as
but
intimidating.
man,
Yeah.
stone cold when
You're
it's
gonna
shaved.
look amazing when that entire face and head is just silver.
Silver fox, I believe they call it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think you're right.
Scott, new
Sorry.
EP just came out August 3rd.
it did. Thank you
Right.
for remembering the date.
Yeah.
I keep telling people at shows like it came out a week, 2 weeks ago. It's a week, something. I don't know.
It's all-
August 3rd
it's all
at
a
the
blur.
Saxon Pub. We did it.
Roadmaps.
That's awesome.
Roadmaps
Right.
had
And that-
Sims Foundation out sponsoring. Love
Sweet.
those.
That's great.
people.
Done
Those
stuff
guys
with
are
them,
great.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are. I like it.
Who'd you have out there? With the sim running the table.
Oh,
You remember the names?
David Whelan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
James.
James.
Whelan.
Yeah. James Whelan, yeah.
Yeah. Friend of the show.
I
He's
grew
the
up with
best.
David Whelan.
Friend
Shout
of the,
out to all of them.
friend of the show as well. That
Yeah.
James Whelan.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
been on the show before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good people there at the Sims.
Yeah.
And so,
Enough about that. Back to me.
yeah. And it took me, I don't know if you know that, oh, we were talking about it. It's under Scott Collins' project on the streaming. So it took me a minute to find that.
I know.
It's weird
My
how
next
Spotify
release
does
is not
that,
going to
yeah.
be that. Actually, I was going in this direction of the Scott Collins, or I'll still look into how I want to do the next one. Next release is going to be very different. This one was wonderful, but I've DIY'd a lot, and the next one I'm definitely going to be reaching out to have some support, whatever that may be. But I was talking with Louis Carr, Jackie Vincent's manager, a good friend, and he was telling
Friend
you
of
know.
the show?
Friend of the show, been on the
Friend of
show.
the show.
Yeah.
Great advice. Just kind of, why don't you tighten things up? So I tightened things up to the Scott Collins again. I switched my pages immediately to Scott Collins Band, and some stuff is Scott Collins Project, but I'm going to try to keep it as tight as I can with just
Yeah.
Scott Collins. It's easier for people. The project is more the band name, but I don't think I'm going to label the titles of albums Scott Collins Project anymore.
Yeah, and I just say
Maybe.
that by
I don't
way
know.
of communicating because if somebody wants to listen to it, and they should. But yeah, check out Scott Collins' project on Spotify.
Yeah.
Or,
Or
There's
and
also-
Scott
or just-
Collins on Google. There's
Yeah.
myself and a lawyer.
and you have
There's
Skunk.
only two of us.
Yeah, Scott Collins, friend of the show.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the lawyer LLW.
Yeah, so you also have 3 albums underneath just Scott Collins as
Yeah.
well.
I
Or
do.
EPs,
Yeah,
rather.
Scott Collins. This would be the first Scott Collins project. I have the album that's in. My first was the Suicide Pistols record, EP that I did with that band, and then the Monkey album with the blue with the monkey and me naked on the back, which is a,
Ooh.
a half naked.
They don't
There's
show
a
the
whole
back.
story behind everything, really.
Yeah.
And then, the next record, which was Let's Start Here, and then this one, and then I had Southbound Drive.
Did you go
in
full
between.
dong on that one or what?
No, I showed up in a bathing suit because we had been, this is back when I partied, so we'd been partying for like 7 days, and we called it Bangkok. Because we had just seen the Hangover 3 or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they did it in Bangkok, and
Oh, yeah.
we partied for 7 days, so it was like Bangkok. And so, in the middle of it, there was my handler was like, "Hey, you have a photo shoot for your EP that you booked with this legit dude, a friend of mine. It was awesome, Jojo Marion." I don't know. I think he's still working. He's working, but I don't know if he's in music.
Not a friend of the show.
Not a friend of the show.
Yeah.
But could be. and
Hopefully.
should be.
Hopefully soon.
Anyway, yeah. So all I had was a bathing suit. She just threw me in a car, drove me to the photo shoot, and he was like, "Dude, are you serious? You show up to your album photo shoot with just a bathing suit, not even shoes?" And so we spent more time on the monkey that we bought online, and he took more pictures of the monkey than he did of me. And then he got that one photo on the back, which is a memory.
Hell yeah.
I want to say it was good. It's
Hey, that works.
It's a memory.
So what kind of partying were you doing in those days? I mean, are you
Just living.
yeah.
I'm not
you
dead.
don't drink anymore.
I
right?
don't
Is that what you're
drink.
saying?
I don't do drugs.
And then is that a recent?
I just medicate
right,
highly.
right. Is that a recent development then, or in the last few years?
I've been
or-
sober for 2 years and 5 months off alcohol again. It's been a lifelong battle.
Yeah.
I got sober for a year and 7 months once off everything when I was in grad school in 2010, I guess, or 7. 2000. There's my
Yeah,
brain.
right.
2007, I was in grad school and I dropped out, and I was in rehab at the same time. So I was getting help for everything I was studying, and I just realized it wasn't for me. It wasn't where my true empathy lied, and I need to strengthen my empathy. And so I dropped out, successfully got through rehab and AA, and got sober, and then relapsed, and now I'm sober again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
I mean, that's got to be
Yeah.
feel different to write music now in the last 2 years.
It's
sober.
been such an amazing journey from the beginning, because at the beginning I wasn't even in music at all. When I dropped out and got out of grad school, I started working at Urban Outfitters in Dallas and hanging out at a tattoo shop every day, because the guy who was working on this piece was a junkie, and he was falling asleep on my arm. So I was like, no, I'm out. And so I left and went to this other shop, Hold Fast, and they helped me out, and then they just tattooed me forever and became some of my best friends. Anyway, I was working at Urban and told people, hey, I play guitar. And so I joined bands and started playing guitar for Amy Lovett, was a great country singer. She's out in LA now. Anyway, so I was doing that, and then I was like, I need to just write my own stuff. I've got all these lyrics that are just pouring out of me, and I'm writing these melodies on guitar that I just put it together. So for a few months, I taught myself how to play and sing at the same time, and then I moved out of my apartment into my car to live in my car for like 6 months to get started. Ended up getting robbed in Dallas and made it back to Austin and played, and it was history after that. But
What was the
I was
weapon
sober at that time.
weapon of choice for said
DOC,
robber?
drug of choice?
No. For the robber, for who robbed you.
Oh, probably a rock.
Oh, okay.
They just
So it was
busted
like-
out my window. It was
You weren't
staying-
around.
They
Gotcha.
had to have known that I was living in my car, or at
Yeah.
least staying in it, because I was crashing at my friend's house, and like I felt really bad sleeping on couches. So some nights I'd sleep in the house, some nights I'd be in the car. Came back to the house where my friends were staying, and his girlfriend and her friends wanted to go to a strip club owned by one of our rock and roll friends. Through other friends in the tattoo circuit and biker circuit. Anyway, and so we went out, and it was closed. They wouldn't let us in, and they were all hammered. So I finally got them home, and it was only an hour that we were gone. And I came back, and I saw the glass in the street, and I was just like, no, I knew it. And I ran up, and the window was blown out, and everyone was gone. But you know, it was a couple guitars, a keyboard, my rucksack filled with all my clothes, bag, computer, music.
Damn.
I mean, everything. They left a cowboy boots, one guitar, and a sack of dirty clothes that was in a garbage bag. So I had a country song, and I drove back to
Oh my
Austin with a
God,
country
yeah.
song. It's like fuck you life, thank you rock gods.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn it.
Do you still have that guitar?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love. Yeah, it's the only item I've ever named, because I don't personally enjoy giving items, physical things, female names. But this I call Lily.
Oh, Lily.
So, in sobriety, like, was there a fear that you wouldn't be able to write the same way again or perform? Any of that?
100%.
Yeah.
First show I played sober is one of those I had to say it out loud. Like, y'all are seeing me play sober for the first time. Like, I am
And that made you more nervous than
so
anything.
terrified.
Really?
But no, I equate it to jumping off of a plane and hoping the parachute opens. But I'll just do it every time. So I've just been doing it long enough. It's in my DNA, I guess. I've lived for it, died for it so many times that I got through it.
And is it?
It wasn't easy,
Of
but it
course,
was so 100% worth it. Music, in my opinion, I personally work with spirits. Could be anything. I always say as a joke, could be Hank Williams' brothers, sisters, cousins, roommates, friend, or whatever. But it's not all me. So staying sober now is just the connection's the same. I could still do it without having to physically, biologically, chemically
Yeah.
get closer to death.
And is it a thing? Like, do Do you write a song about sobriety
To
like
death.
No.
implicitly or anything
To
like
death.
that? Or?
No, I honestly, I don't sit down with a lot of ideas. They purge out. My Let's Start Here EP, I forgot 7 songs. I call those my 10-minuters. Like My Old Home Chicago, the one where that took me 26 years is my joke on stage to say, because it did 26 years of living in Austin. I finally wrote a song, and I was just rehearsing for 5 hours to a metronome, and I just sat back exhausted, and the entire thing came out. I remember sitting in the studio and looking at the corner of our studio at my house and there wasn't like a black thing, but in my mind, I thought there was something. I was like, hey, thank you very much. But yeah, that just poured out of me. But other than that, sometimes I might have an idea. I used to write to film when I drank. I'd get a 6-pack of Newcastle, 2 bottles of wine, probably had to be 3, and then would buy or rent like 5 movies from Blockbuster on Tuesday when they came out with new releases, 5 indie flicks that I'd never seen. I'd put them on. Within the first 20 minutes, I'd be writing a song. Well, 2 bottles of wine would be gone, but I'd be writing a song. Still have the 6-pack to get through.
R.I.P. Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all love Blockbuster.
Yeah, dude. Blockbuster deserves a shout out for sure.
Blockbuster was the jam.
Dude, I hope
It
they're
was
doing
the
well,
boysenberry,
you know?
the strawberry.
I think there's
It was
only
great.
1 or 2 left there in Alaska.
Yeah, in Alaska, and they have a
Keep
cod
making a
piece.
killing up
Well,
there.
that one
From,
shut down. That one shut down.
Oh, the one with the cod piece?
Yeah, it
that
shut
was on
down.
the
Uh-huh.
show on HBO?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
man.
said they were gonna give it to the next one, or they were gonna give it back
They're
to
just
John
going to
Oliver.
pass this cod piece on
Yeah,
to the last
yeah, onto the
Blockbuster
last
until they come back to life
Yeah,
in
dude.
this fictional sci-fi movie
Yeah,
we're writing
man,
right now.
it's gonna be nuts.
Just remember, be kind, rewind.
That is true.
Right, yeah.
You
Shout
guys-
out to Mos Def.
Did you guys
Yeah,
have?
and
I
Jack
wasn't
Black.
fancy enough
And
to
Jack
have one of
Black.
these, but
Another friend of the
rewinder.
show.
a rewinder,
Oh, we
yeah,
had one, yeah.
like a
It's pretty
speed
big deal.
rewinder.
You like
yeah.
put it in. It's like a separate thing
Yeah,
from the
it's
TV.
separate from the
we had
TV.
one.
We
My
didn't have
grandmother
one,
had of
but like
those.
I remember some friends that had it. You like,
That's
ooh,
awesome.
what's that?
My
You just,
grandma had one. You
like,
put it in.
15 seconds.
Yep.
Just to the beginning.
It's done. You
For
can,
those movie watchers on the go,
Uh-huh.
they got places to go.
You can
can't
rewind
sit
all your
there.
like.
Yeah,
your-
for all the listeners to this actual podcast, if you need to rewind your movies quick, get one of those.
Yeah.
You could
Go
get all your
out.
like UP or your what is it? Yeah, what was that one? State UPN. You can get all your UPN.
You can find one of those now.
Record off
Shopping
TV.
networks? What's
Record off
UPN?
TV.
Oh,
or-
yeah.
Yeah.
UPN was an old. It had like
Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a shout, and we can trade some VHS tapes. Swap them out
my
Yeah.
grandmother
We got a
still
whole
has
box
a,
in
has
the-
a whole box. Yeah.
in the attic.
I
Yeah.
wonder if there's
Here?
a world
Yeah.
of people that trade vintage stuff.
Oh,
I
there's
mean, I'm
gotta
sure
be,
there is,
yeah.
but
I'm
like
sure,
to
yeah.
this we're slightly joking.
We'll hashtag it and see.
Yeah.
We'll
If,
get
the,
in on
if
it.
the listeners didn't know that we're hilarious, but yeah,
Yeah.
you never know.
So two
me too.
two EPs in 2 years, right? Basically,
Yeah,
is that the
and
math
I'm gonna
on it?
keep it coming constantly.
Yeah,
I
is
toured both sides of the U.S., or I'm about to tour the West Coast, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna release and tour more, and not do East and West once a year. Got to do it all the time.
so you
basically.
you must be one of the busiest people in the world.
Working on it.
Yeah. Well, working on being busier.
Well,
You seem
yeah,
like you
it's just
dedicate your
picking
time.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken a while to get this busy, but I project that it'll just keep getting busier. So
When you go on the road, do you
day by day for me right now. Sorry if I didn't answer your question.
No, we'll get into. Let's
when you go on the road, do you go out by yourself or
I go with Rob from Penny Loafer PR. Rob
Okay, cool.
Pascolo.
Cool.
It's just me and him and my Highlander.
Nice.
With a guitar, a backup guitar, a keyboard, a cajon, which is new, so he could play with me or someone else can. Chris Copeland may play with me. He's a great drummer. Some shows on this West Coast tour, maybe
Nice.
LA, if he can make it
I'm
out.
familiar with that name.
Yeah, he plays with Ruby Jane Ellen
Yes.
Bryant,
Yeah.
and the Waters right now.
Nice. Yeah, makes sense.
He just got back from New York with the Waters, and he'll be playing with me every Thursday. He has been playing every Thursday at Geraldine's for my August residency. So,
Nice.
and now that he's back, he missed this last one. Benjamin Allen Levy. I don't know if he might be a friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Producer of the band.
He played violin. He'll be there
Nice.
for the last 3 too.
friend of the show?
Yeah, he did our last 2 albums. That band.
Wow.
He's done all 3 of ours.
All 3 of them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
We did our first EP and our last 2 full lengths.
Uh huh.
Good
That's
dude.
just phenomenal.
He's our guy.
He's a good guy.
So it's weird that we've like never met up before, really. I guess. Or you two have played together before
Yeah,
on
we
certain.
run
We
Bills,
met at a
Yeah,
show
right.
when I was
We
just
met at
so into
backstage.
their music. Yeah, at
Yeah.
the backstage for Ham Day with Ray
Hey,
Prim
That's right. I couldn't
and
remember what it
Fair
was.
City
I
Fire.
was like,
That's
is it
right.
South by?
And,
But
You had
definitely
a fiddle player who
Not Kia.
wasn't Ben. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's when Lexi Cardenas and I were playing together. Lexi
Yes.
and the Bleached Roses.
Yep.
Or the Bleached Roses, and she has a label now.
Nice.
Full Tone Records.
Cool.
Nice. Shout out.
There's
Yeah.
something about, I can remember everything. I do live TV, I feel like, every other week, and I can't remember anything.
Shout out to Full Tone.
Shout.
And that's
it
what I mean
out.
by you
Full
being.
Tone, not friend of the show.
Not a friend of the show.
Ooh, burn.
They could be.
It could be. Hopefully, reach out.
When we say not a friend of the show, we don't mean we don't want you to be.
Yeah.
It means we
Well,
haven't been.
We're just
intimate
currently
yet.
you're not.
Yeah. Maybe we could be friends, you know?
You should be.
Reach out.
So you're on. I mean, this isn't your first podcast. You're on TV. I mean, you're very ingrained locally. It seems in the music scene, and maybe it looks that way because, again, the busyness. Like you're like one of the maddest men in terms of social networking and kind of getting out there and communicating with
I'm
people that you're
surprised I haven't
connected
gotten
with.
fired yet. Okay, that, yeah. Just the postings, like, I'm sorry. I'm just not on the other end, so I don't see all my posts.
Oh, but always, I mean, you just do a good job, and I think that's one of the hardest
thanks, man.
things, probably, or most important things, is to make it look like you're always doing something, right? Isn't that
OCD helps.
idea? Yeah.
And then also, yeah, like Louis Carr said, and it was something I had really taken heart a long time ago. It's just, this is going to suck, but I got to do it. Post every day. Post something new every day. And so I'm just like, okay. And especially when Southbound Drive split up, it was one of those moments of, what do I do? What do I do? There are so many websites we're on. We made our way over to Europe, like so many pieces that I had to put back together that I knew nothing about. And so,
You guys had
that.
some success. Was that where the Marigold
Yeah,
song came
Marigold,
out?
yeah, that
was
came
like
from
the-
a song contest from the Smalls out in the UK. That was one of those we just sat down, the band, and sent out an original email to every single blog, thousands of blogs, and one got back. The Smalls, to our bass player, Lucas Griffin, who now plays with the Ventures. He's in Asia right now, Japan, I think.
So I would imagine, because, I mean, you had that hit, I guess,
Marigold did well, yeah.
NASCAR bought it for something. or used
NASCAR ran it for
some-
9 weeks
Yeah.
in a teaser trailer for the race, which is the playoffs for NASCAR. It was that didn't pay out though. It's how it happens. It was on TV, which was great. It ran for 30 seconds, even better. It had our name even, but it aired premiered on the Speed Network 2, which was brand new. And let's just say they didn't have The Simpsons to FXX it. So all they had was this long-haired weird guy at the Texas
Ocho.
Chainsaw Massacre house in a video. But
You didn't get that NASCAR
here,
money?
You need help with my foot? Nah, we got $11.83. So another joke on stage is that I'm going to make $12 off NASCAR.
Damn.
Career goal. I don't shoot high for my
I'll
goals.
take that. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, low bar. That's a good mentality to have.
Well, number one, I mean, you probably never expected to even have that kind of connection with NASCAR. I would imagine.
No, that was a massive, wonderful surprise for us and the company we were working with, a placement company. It was definitely a shock when it didn't pay out like that. Because I guess, it's one of those flukes that, it's on a new station.
Yeah.
Someone probably made money, but yeah, the team was promoting us. They were very happy and definitely shocked about that. So what he did is the dude, definitely can't remember his name. It was a long time ago, but he got one of my songs from Sleeper that I did with Frenchie placed in a documentary series on the Al Jazeera network. So if that ever airs on CNN, I'll be able to check it out.
There you go. There you go.
Get some royalties.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
CNN money.
CNN,
Was it ever a
NASCAR.
question to even participate in that, the NASCAR project? I mean,
Oh,
where was your?
we sent contracts out to a
Okay.
lot of licensing
Okay.
or we worked with a company that sent contracts out to all their people, and then we signed them, and it would just get picked up, and NASCAR just randomly picked it up, ran it for one teaser, and the staff liked it so much they decided to just keep it and not go with other bands on each one, and so that just worked out, and then didn't if you are thinking about the money, and then
I'm definitely thinking about that.
right, I know you're just
can't-
sitting here just like
I can't
God,
believe it
I
didn't
just
pay
need
out.
$12 now.
That makes me it hurts my soul a little bit.
the
It's
hell,
like, it makes
NASCAR?
me want to give up. Another reason to give up in this business.
Yeah, we're in the
I'd
wrong
rather have the
business.
story though than
Not even a ticket
than
to one of their
whatever
events.
day that was have like $89.
You didn't even get like a racing suit or nothing.
It's like a
Yeah,
small
you-
Coke at one of their
No,
events.
No, but I
Damn.
do. I know the clip is online somewhere on YouTube. I'm sure I saved it. It was so hard to even find the clip.
Is Speed 2
Yeah.
even around anymore? Like the channel?
I don't know.
I'd have been like, all right,
probably a
fine,
VHS of
$12
that
is
somewhere.
Let's
cool.
just say it was a
But-
long shot for the channel and the movie.
Ooh.
I bet
I think
could
the
imagine
dog
it.
realized I know nothing about sports and came up and it's like, it's okay. I know you're a loser. I'll hug you.
Is racing a
Is
sport?
racing a sport?
It has to be.
No, yeah, it is.
We have some. We made some angry fans now.
Oh,
No, it is a
I feel
sport.
like your
It-
uncle
if-
is gonna get pissed off about that.
To the fans.
Like,
It's gotta be.
He's gonna be like, hey, what the hell?
So,
it's all those
When is
speed
a sport? What are we
forces.
supporting
There's bashing NASCAR.
in America?
Southbound Drive? Is that what it's
Yes.
called? So that's breaking up. You're trying to figure
At
out
that
what you're
moment, we
going to
did
be.
split up. Everyone got great projects though, so
Okay.
it was just kind of
Was it just
natural?
people were getting pulled in different directions?
Yeah, it was,
Essentially?
and even overnight for the bass player, he was so diehard our band. He was the best person ever having a band, and it was overnight. Like, I've got a chance to play with the Ventures. I'm starting a family. He married his high school sweetheart, so I mean, they had been married for a long time. He was like, I love y'all, but this is a solid thing for my life. And I was like, I totally understand. And then the guitar player started playing for the Crooks. I don't know if y'all remember them. They were kind of a Texas outlaw country band with an accordion. They did really well. And then the drummer now plays for Roxy Roca,
Oh yeah,
Ryan.
nice.
Yeah, Roxy Roca is a great band.
yeah, dude, yeah.
Great band.
And so you're trying to put the pieces together, figure out what you're going to be doing on
Yeah.
your own at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for getting me back on track. Sorry, my brain goes
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's all.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I just didn't even know, like, if I was talented enough to keep going. Anything. I didn't know. So, I did. I just kept going and just a day at a time, just kept booking shows. That's what did it. Almost like stand-up comedy is like, what's going to save my life? I'll just book a live show. Do I have songs? Who cares? I started my career with 7 songs and 2-hour sets. So I just tried to remember that. And that it's just like improv. And so I got back out and started doing live gigs, and that just led me back into everything. And I brought all the websites together just slowly. I'm still here. Hi, buddy.
Hoosiers getting some lovins.
Hoosier, yeah. So yeah, I just took things. I didn't put a lot of time restraints on myself. Just get it done a day at a time. You'll get it done.
And where did that fall in relation to the grad school stuff? Like, where did that all time together in terms of like the band breaking up and then you? trying to go to
Way after grad school.
Oh, way after. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh, because grad school you said it was 2007. or so, yeah.
2007 is when I dropped out of grad school.
And that was in Dallas, but you went to UT, right?
I did go to UT undergrad.
Psychology. You were a Westlake
Psychology
kid.
and education.
Gotcha. And a Westlake kid.
I did, yeah. We moved from
by way of
Chicago,
Chicago,
at 7. I know people hear it and they want to
would've
attack
guessed.
me. No, I moved in from Chicago in '92 or '93. Whenever Home Alone 2 came out, because I remember giving my girlfriend Susan England a white dove, and I kept my dove. Still have it, Susan. Don't call me. I have a girlfriend. I love her, but I hope you're well. And yeah, so Chicago, we moved, and I had to try to fit in right away because people would just start kicking my ass.
That's what I wonder.
Anyway, that's how I got to Westlake.
How does a kid in music or artistic-minded kid fit into the Westlake football-centric high school?
Yeah, did you go there when? What's his name? Nick Foles.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Drew Brees.
It was odd. I had on and off times of fitting in and not. There were years or a year where I just grew my hair out and would read Jack Kerouac and not talk to anybody and want to expand my consciousness. There were times I would just party with my friends like Joey and It's America, We're Alive. Like, drinking and going on the lake and jumping off cliffs and driving trucks over giant I don't know, insane things. I don't know how we're alive. I had friends that were in all football players, Christians, druggies, skaters, whatever, like literally all over the place. And it was just a lot of just, I guess, trying to fit in. I always wanted to move on a year before it was time. Like when I was a junior, I wanted to get the hell out of there. I was way over high school, and in college, I was over it. I was ready to grow up and move the fuck on and get the hell out of that place. The bubble I did not like at all. And looking back on it, there's a lot of reasons why I won't, if I have kids, take them back to Westlake to grow up. Wonderful place, love the people. Honestly, nothing against it. I don't want to grow up there again.
Were you playing music at the time too?
And I need to grow up. Always in my own little world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you have just a guitar at home or something like
At that
that?
time,
or-
yeah. When I was a little kid in Chicago, I asked for piano lessons, and she quit on me because I wouldn't do the lessons. I would just write shit, just compose or whatever. Look what I did. She's like, I can't do this. Like, this is great, but also, like, I'm getting paid to do nothing.
That's the best.
And then I got a
thing.
little
I mean,
acoustic.
come on.
yeah.
That is,
Oh, paid to do nothing?
Sweet getting paid to do nothing.
You gotta
man.
suck
I
it
don't-
up sometimes,
Music
lady.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stop trying so hard, lady.
Yeah.
Making the rest of us look bad.
Yeah, it was music the whole time. All through college, I would just play and write. Like, it was just waiting to come out. And even in high school, I would kick it a lot of times just by myself. I remember upstairs on the computer when, like, Napster came out and YouTube. I don't know if it just started, really, but maybe. And you would just kind of find videos and be able to stop and pause and look at people's finger placements and figure out how songs were played and the different chords, the crazy chords of, like, Dave Matthews. I wasn't listening to the music a lot, but just the way he was playing blew my mind. And so I wanted to see what he was doing and then create the hell out of these chords. And then I would realize out of that, oh, there's a simpler way to do it. And it took 30 years.
That dude,
I
that
don't
dude
know
has
math,
a
but it took 30
serious-
years to simplify shit.
Yeah.
But even then, I was drinking. I realized I was
Dave's-
drinking and playing, drinking and writing, drinking and playing my whole life until I
man.
finally did it, and without drinking.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And that's probably why you're. That would probably help you be busy too once you stop drinking. It frees up a lot of hours in the day to
It does.
get things done.
It does.
You went to good high school. You went to a good school. Went to grad school.
I
Like,
was
you seem
blessed,
to
man.
whatever you're doing in your life. You seem to at least have your shit together somehow. Like, get things done that need to be done. Put in the work that needs to be put in. Is it
Yeah, for better or lack of words, I was just blessed.
blessed with discipline, or is it
Oh,
like a
myself?
hunger thing? Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just
for you.
humbled, really, by everything in my life. Like, anything good that happens to me now, I will try to give something away. Like, even in just that physical sense. Yeah. I don't know. I love working hard. Maybe that's just a way to give back to the blessings that I have, because I'm a white male in America and I get to play music every day. I own a studio. I live in it. No one gets that except for a small majority, and then people like me. And so I want to try to give everything back as opposed to just accept everything.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really easy to just let the world give you good things, and then just sit
Well, I
on
mean,
it,
yeah,
right?
I even think about my career. I tell people, I was even talking to the mayor at the ATX6 show, and he was like, he just asked the right question, I had the right answer, and he's like, hey, what do you think about the Austin music scene? I was like, it's wonderful. My homies give me shows. I give them shows. Ty Austin is a friend who kind of got me set up in the hotel scene getting gigs, because he would give me gigs that he doesn't get, or that he can't do. And then one thing I did think about those, what I was meaning is I can do it, is I get to play everywhere. Hotels, the airport, Saxon Pub, big clubs, all these places. And then if I were just a hip hop artist, I couldn't do that in this town. I can't make a living every day as a singer-songwriter, which it is. So I definitely take my blessings with a humble...
That's an interesting way to say it. Is
Kinda.
I get to play airports and I get to play hotels, and because how many people do you see in your field that are like, I gotta go play another hotel? I mean, I guess there's days where it's like,
It'll
I don't
pop
wanna
into
do
my
this,
brain.
but
It is
yeah,
so tough.
yeah.
I had a band in the studio on Thursday. It was Jeremiah Jackson Band with Dylan Fisher and Lindsay Kappa engineering. It was wonderful. It was just a full day of the studio. Plus, I had 2 gigs, one at Javelina for the Back on My Feet benefit, and then one at Geraldine's for the residency. I was also so sick, like vomitous sick. And I had schmemorrhoids. I also chose to wear all white. I had just bought some brand new white Italian pants because I need a new pair of pants. So I'm like, whatever, I'll go white. I saw them. Decided to wear all white.
Oh my gosh.
But even on that day, I didn't think this sucks.
that's a great
It
way.
was just like, I get to do this.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
When you look at your listing on your website of how many gigs, there's always, I mean, there's a few things a week. So Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
I like
your,
to constantly update and stay in touch with people. A lot of people I work with, I like to, and I know y'all could relate to this. Oh, there's a cap on that. Thank Jehovah. I'm not a witness. I just say that.
everybody likes to hear thank you once in a while.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Blessed and
Blessed
then to
and,
playing a lot of gigs.
Playing a lot
Yes,
of gigs.
yes,
Yeah. Oh, I like to stay in touch. Thank you. That was so good. Yeah. So I just stay in touch with everybody constantly. Make sure that people that I consider friends, and I don't ask for gigs. What I tell people that are up and coming and trying to get in touch with bookers, I call it patient persistence. Like, I ask for the show, the date, the time, everything specific, and then I never ask for it again. Just hope you're well. And I mean it. If I don't, then you won't hear from me again. I won't email you back. But if I'm emailing you, it's because I think you're cool, and you maybe think I'm cool, and maybe we like each other, and maybe we go on a date.
Oh my gosh.
And we
This is
hold hands.
so
And so,
cute.
no, yeah. So, like, I'm just constantly emailing people. And if I haven't played the club, it's just like, hey, hope you're well. I just check in with people all the time. And the ABGB, even, I hadn't played there yet, so I just went out there with Alexandra and got a card and emailed them and met some people. You know, just the face-to-face and patient persistence really helps. And to work with people that you feel a friendship or a kindred, some sort of spirit with, as opposed to business, because that doesn't go well all the time. But it's part of it.
So the West Coast tour is coming off the heels, so it's promotion for the new EP.
The Roadmaps
Yep.
EP.
And so it was because Let's Start Here, which was last year's EP, was very stripped down. You know, I would say a guitar, violin in there, but
Yeah, it wasn't even supposed to be. That was a last-minute decision.
Oh, really?
Of,
Okay.
I don't think this is going to get done. This has to get done by the release date. So let's scrap everything we're doing. So the EP that I just released, Roadmaps, is basically the second installment of Let's Start Here. I was going to do a full length, put it out on vinyl, do this whole thing, and it just completely fell through. So I called Lexi, who had played with me before and a wonderful friend, and she was like, yeah, and we were playing with each other live.
Right,
So
yeah.
I was like, hey, will you just come in and do these songs with me, just you and me, just that. Like, we just looked at each other in the studio, just across from each other, and just recorded them in like 3 takes. And worked with Chet Himes at Chicken Run Studios, my studio. It was the only way to get it done. And so this second half, so those are basically acoustic versions of rock songs. Mm-hmm. And then this second half is Americana versions of like rock songs. And the next EP I actually already have songs I'm writing for that.
well, the new one
I
definitely.
already have 3 ready. I forgot.
Yeah, it's very Americana, very contemporary, but there's noticeable.
There's a lot of
production.
Frenchie Smith on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I don't know. It seems like a couple of songs, maybe they're singles type songs that that can catch on, or could have a video or something.
Yeah,
Is there that push too with this?
Oh,
new EP?
100%. Yeah, we're doing a big license and sync push, radio push with Penny Love for PR, then the tour, and then basically this record for me was like a full circle of Frenchie Smith and I's relationship, the producer. I didn't just start with him, but he was one of my first producers that really just kicked my ass into gear into this. He was my first real producer. And now we did it on this one. We barely spoke the entire time. When vocals happened, I was going in that day on the drive over like, okay, Frenchie's gonna, he's gonna push me. This is gonna hurt. It's going to be frustrating, but we're going to get through it, and we may want to give up, but those are the points we'll do the best. And instead, actually, we just it was like, double it. Do you like it? Double it.
Interesting.
And in him on guitar, it just poured out. It's like we had ESP, and we just spoke to each other musically. And so it's just kind of, for me, it's just a good marriage of both of us and our communication through music.
So you have this Chicken Run Studios that's been open for a few years.
It has, yeah.
How hands-on are you? Does it depend on the project? Is it making you money? I mean, and how do you balance
Not
that
yet.
with your artistic life?
We're still paying it all off,
Oh, yeah,
big
okay,
time.
okay.
So we are open for business. No, but yeah, I know it'll be. You can come record something, Hoosier. It's wonderful. It was it's great when it was offered to me that I wasn't fully prepared to say yes. Obviously, it sounds amazing, but at the time, I hadn't seen the property yet. And once I got out there, I basically walked through the back fence, and I just saw goodness. I saw like helping foster kids, and for some reason, I have no idea that's why I saw that. And so I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's start a studio. And immediately was just like, okay, I'll reach out to my friends. And this was when I was doing the Scott Collins thing, trying to get that back on track, I guess. Like, what do I do? I started gigging again. And so Chicken Run started, and I, through a friend, got hooked up with Chet Himes, legendary dude with Christopher Cross. He's got a Grammy and Academy with Christopher. He's built great studios, the Warner Brothers studios, the Amigo studios back in the day. He did the Ghostland Observatory studio, one of theirs, right before Chicken Run. And he came in. It's a 1959 remodeled house with a media room. It was a wreckage lot, and the dude before got rid of everything, planted fruit trees, and remodeled the house, turned it into a media room, and then the garage, and then we
That's awesome.
I feel like we should
built
record
the
it over
studio.
there.
Yeah. What kind of fruit trees?
We've got peach, pear, fig. We've got blackberries, asparagus, pomegranates. We've got a shed out back called Shedsville. That's a fully soundproof rehearsal space that Chet also soundproofed. And then the rehearsal space, the kitchen. So Chicken
All
Run
this shit was there whenever you got there.
Sounds tasty.
Whenever you got there, all this shit was there.
No.
No, they built
A
it
lot
all.
of it was, except for the anything music was
Okay.
added. But
Cool.
everything beautiful and fruit related.
Was that a goal of yours for a while, or did it just come
To
by
grow fruit?
happenstance?
We're like
Yeah.
way more interested in the
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
We're like, well, this sounds like a great
no,
studio,
but
but like
fruits-
this fruit. Yeah, tell
Look,
us
man,
about this
what-
like fruit.
Yeah, I know. It's like, wait a minute.
me
Actually,
your-
yes. When I first started, I got a lawyer and a LLC, which I'm actually I got advice from a really good friend that I need to change it to an S corp. But I started Sideshow Paradise Records, and I did it right away with the intention that someday I would start a label to kind of give back. Because when I first started, I was fresh out of rehab, so I was just really stoked and grateful. And I played my first show at the Curtain Club in Dallas, where I've played opening for this band Exit 380. They had a really good following there in Fort Worth and Dallas. I played with Amy Lovett. It was just us two, and in that moment, and when I was playing guitar, I looked at the audience, and I was just like, I've lived my dream in this moment. So whatever happens after this is just a product of hard work. But I've fulfilled my dream. If I die today, I'm happy. And so ever since then, I've kept that with me. And it's just led to whatever your question was.
That's exactly what
Yes.
you were meant to. You were meant
Yeah,
to
and then
answer
I
that
led to
question.
Chicken Run. So anyway, and I led to being here with you amazing people and friendships. But so Chicken Run and starting the label back in the day, it's all gonna happen. And from the beginning, I wanted to, I just didn't know what. And now that it's coming together with Chicken Run, I have more of an opportunity to do that. To be able to like hook bands up with connections on licensing and sync and record them and cut amazing deals. It's
That sounds awesome.
We'll have to come check out the
It's like a
space
label
sometime.
that's going to go bankrupt, but have a lot of friends.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
I'm definitely
Get some good
curious
shit.
what it's looking like, man.
I'm
I'd love to
glad
come
curious.
down. Yeah.
Hey,
Scott, are you going to have to put a chicken coop on site?
There is one.
Oh, there
we
is?
had chickens.
Did I miss that? Or did
No,
okay.
we've got a chicken coop, a chicken run. That's why I
That was
named it.
never
I named it
confirmed.
Chicken Run because I was just looking around the property one day, having to think of a name, and I was
Yeah.
just it's almost analogous to how I write lines in songs. Sometimes I'll think of something generic, like I went down to the river, and I want to say that it fits in this part, but how do I say it different? How do I make it cool to me? Whatever. And so I was looking at everything, and I was like, the shed music, the whatever, all these names, and I was like, Chicken Coop Studios, and I was like, I don't know. And then I saw the Chicken Run, and I was like, Chicken Run.
Dude,
It's the other half of it.
that makes me
Maybe
so
someone else, maybe they haven't named it that
happy.
yet.
Also-
and then I went with Chicken Run.
also a great movie.
I realized that
Well,
like the other day.
That's kind of where my head was at, where it went to first, but then I was like,
I, in my mind, immediately and still saw, which I'm going to commission a tattoo friend of mine Alex Citroni. There's basically barnyard animals are all chickens that are just all outlaw country singers like Willie and Blaze Foley and Towns, but they're all just, and it'll say Chicken Run Studios, and that's kind of will hopefully be our logo that I'm gonna get working on. But
Super
that was my
cool.
idea from the beginning, was the imagery of like a Willie Nelson 70s trucker T-shirt style, like Chicken Run Studios.
Let's jump into, how about a game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it. I like games.
I'm gonna debut a new game today.
New game.
Okay.
New game.
Yeah. This one is temporarily called The Simple Truth
Oh,
for obvious reasons, named after the album.
throwback.
But we can change the name. But the concept is this.
Hey, that's one of our CDs.
You guys answer these questions.
You are just on it, brother.
You win the game, man.
That was
That's
so
it.
good.
Game over.
Hey, you won.
That was the game. Wow.
Who gave him the cue
It's a
card?
great game.
Joe
It
figured it
couldn't
out
have been
first.
any better, too. Just like, holding it.
The more you
holding
know with
pin.
Yeah.
So I went on Yahoo Answers today. Do you ever do that?
What? No.
So right now, if you go to Yahoo, there's
I
a
didn't know it was still a thing.
subsection called Answers, where you can have questions answered. So it ranges. It's like, how do I hang a picture on the wall? Somebody will, give you answers or link you to YouTube, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or some people have more philosophical questions.
You're not going to need parents at some point.
Yeah, or silly questions. But now, like 90% of it is just people saying libtard or conservative Nazi. So it's like a lot of people going back and forth. So it's not as pleasant. But I found some questions today
Good.
that I think
That's the internet.
are the other 10%.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to answer the questions.
Okay. All right.
In whatever way you see fit, whatever you think the answer is.
This
So I'll
is
just
a nice
go around.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
So called simple truth. Whatever you feel.
We going around and like.
Yeah, we'll just go around. We'll
Right.
start with Brett.
Is this
Yes.
an opinion game or
I'm
is this
so
a fact
excited.
game?
Let's
It,
do it.
it depends on how
Yeah.
these people need your answer.
Goodness
Okay.
sake.
Some of them have names. some are
okay,
anonymous,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So
Wait,
these are real questions.
These are real ones?
questions.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't
From
make that
Yahoo
clear. Yeah.
Answers,
No,
okay.
yeah, these are mined from
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, let's
Yahoo
do it,
Answers
okay.
in the last day or so.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's drop him some knowledge.
All right, Brett.
Yes.
My cat was born in America.
Oh, man.
Are they considered American?
I mean, it's a cat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
It's
answer.
a wonderful feline
Yeah.
with a lower working prefrontal cortex.
I would say, look,
Skunk of a witch. Those assholes.
if it wants to
It's
be,
not even my
sure,
question. The
we'll allow
Bachelor
it.
4 is pissed.
And the thing is,
I don't
people.
fucking care,
So
it's
then
cat.
people go on and answer these questions,
Oh.
but then other users vote for the best answer. So you can actually like.
Okay.
have the- 'cause
Wait, do
usually-
you have the best answer too?
No, I didn't. These are
Okay,
just
that's
for
fine.
you. You know, this is just these
we
are
can
the
just
re-
assume these are the
Great
best
question.
answers.
Yeah.
exactly. That's what
answers.
I was getting to.
It's
yeah.
a cat.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Answer number
cat.
one.
It's a
It's
great
a
answer.
cat.
It's a cat.
Yeah, all right.
Question answered.
When did we get a cat?
Brian,
I love that
Yes.
commercial.
do you have to be 21 to buy lettuce at the grocery store?
What?
Wait, it depends on what grocery store.
What kind of lettuce?
Where do these
Yeah.
people live?
Is there anything infused in these
Yeah, if
in
it's,
this
if
lettuce?
it's Napa lettuce,
Yeah.
you know, could have some.
I would say
Peanut.
no. You
A
could
mountain
be
lettuce.
Why are
Could
they
be any
using
age.
You don't have to use slang to Google. It doesn't. It's not sentient. It's not going to be like, I know what you mean. Go to your room.
Yes, you have to be
Shoot it
21.
to me straight up. Google.
It's
I
like
mean, on
yes.
Yahoo Answers.
It's like, yes, you have to be 21 to go into a dispensary. Like, it just says that.
Just be careful with that lettuce, okay? Just be careful.
It could be the devil's lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Gotcha. Boom.
Just rinse it.
So
yourself.
it's a cat, and just be careful.
Just be careful with the lettuce.
All right, Scott.
I'm more nervous about this than doing a record.
I urinated on my sergeant. Will I be booted from the U.S. military?
How long have y'all been dating?
Yeah. That's actually probably the best answer right there.
That's a good one.
Was he into it?
Sometimes you answer the question with a question.
Yeah.
I don't think they found those tapes on Trump yet.
Ooh.
Ooh, we should ask. We should ask Yahoo in a minute. Yeah.
I know Tom Arnold's going to try to find those
I know,
tapes
I've-
on Viceland.
Yeah.
I did see that.
I don't think he's very far yet.
I don't
No.
think so
That's
either.
surprising.
Yeah, that was the thing. I saw that too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Here comes the magic.
You're setting the bar too high.
If pork comes from pigs, all right, let me try this again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
If pork comes from pigs and beef comes from cows,
Wow.
then what comes from humans?
Babies.
Goodness gracious.
These
Somebody
are real
asked
questions.
this,
You
yeah.
can look. Yep.
So
Humans put
Pork.
those words together.
pork comes from pigs, and well, then we'd be meat. I feel like we'd be meat. Meat comes from humans.
All right.
Okay.
You heard it
I
here.
mean, yeah,
Dude,
that's it.
we're
Yeah.
meat.
There you go.
We're meat,
The
man.
simple
Good
truth is meat comes from
Meat
humans.
comes
Yeah.
from humans.
Meat comes from
I'll-
humans.
You heard it
We
from
got
Joe.
to the bottom
Yeah.
of it.
I'd give that
That's
one
a
a
great
thumbs
answer.
up. I think. Is it thumbs up? Is that how you rate these things?
Something like that.
Yeah. Thumbs up for me for sure.
Sweet.
It's
All right.
meat.
You wanna do
You
one
mean
more
it's
round?
meat.
It's
It
what's
comes
for
from
dinner.
humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett, do cigs and weed make your dick shrink?
It's always been the same size. I don't know.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Cigs.
Through the SIGs.
That's
and
great.
the-
Is it
It's
cigs?
sig apostrophe s. Like
Oh
cigs.
no! What?
Ooh.
Even worse.
That's the
Even
name of my
worse.
first band in Dallas, Cigarettes. There you go.
Oh, that's a tough
My
spell
little
for people.
two-piece.
They're
I still
hard
have
to find.
the cassette tape that we recorded on a 4-track.
That's
wi-
awesome.
In a little room with a condenser mic hanging from the ceiling in a storage center.
Wow.
That's what you do.
I
That's
need something
hustle.
to play it
That's
on.
hustle right there.
That's
Sorry.
great.
Brian,
All right.
can my parents search through my search history? I'm 16.
Shit.
I mean, can they or may they or can they? You know, that's the question.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
know,
how you get a
that's
16
Not if
important.
you clear it, you weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just
Clear
never-
it like a gentleman.
No, they
or
totally can.
Go incognito
Yeah.
next time.
Incognito mode.
Every time you're doing something that's not.
That'd be
You know,
funny if
not that I
Incognito
know
just
anything about
actually
that.
just randomly shoots whatever you're looking to some random phone in the world.
That'd be
You know,
fun.
I'd be like,
That was
I'd
from
be
Spino Lover 60.
Spino Lover 60. If I'm your parent, I'm flipping that room upside down just for your ass asking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It seems like you're up
and
to
I'm
no good,
taking yours weed.
and you need to get
Taking
your
it.
life together.
I
Yeah.
think Brian's first answer was like, I don't know. Can you? Can
Yeah,
Maybe.
Then it's
Mhm.
like,
that's pretty
they?
good.
Fucking adults.
Yeah, man.
Parents just don't understand.
All right.
Thank God you laughed.
Great. No, I love Will
Oh, we
Smith.
know that. We listened to that song like
Will,
4
is Will
times
Smith a
this
friend of the
summer.
show?
Yeah.
Not
Not
a friend
yet.
of the
Not
show.
yet, man.
But
That'd be great.
Summertime.
Willow is.
I would.
Summertime.
I would enjoy
Although-
having him on the show.
We did
I
play
would
at,
be in heaven to hang out with the Fresh Prince.
at that place we just played at that paid us in beer.
Yeah.
I did quote Will Smith because they said that we couldn't swear in the contract, and I said, I don't have to cuss to sell records.
I'm so sorry that you
Yeah.
had to sign a contract not to swear, and then they handed you beer and said thanks for your
It,
job.
it wasn't
Yeah.
great, but you
Thanks
know
for your work.
that
here's
place.
something that decreases your central nervous system.
But you know, you-
cuss more.
you
Put a
live,
label on
you
it,
live
you
and
know what I
learn,
mean?
as Alanis Morissette
How am I supposed to know?
said, I believe, so wisely. You learn, you learn, you learn.
It'd be funny if she wrote a song called "Isn't It Literal" and everything in it was ironic,
Yep.
as opposed to
That'd be
ironic.
that'd be
and not,
ironic.
right? That would.
Don't you think?
Scott. Scott, is it a sin to masturbate?
Can you spell that for me?
MASTRABATE.
Is it a sin?
Yeah.
No, it's not, but it is highly illegal.
to masturbate.
masturbate.
MASTRABATE.
No, you can masturbate all you want. It could be very healthy, but masturbate, that's illegal.
You're going behind bars.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it, but just not in public.
There's your
There you
answer.
have it. Yeah.
There you go. Thumbs up.
And
Let's just settle on you can do it, but not in public.
and,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know what? Be
And
careful.
no, it's not a sin.
about
God
right.
sees everything you've been doing else.
Yeah.
All the other shit you've been doing too.
Right. This is just another.
No, he's probably happy you're
Then why
just
do they say,
masturbating.
kicking it with yourself.
Why do they say the sun doesn't shine there?
That's why do we have to, we should get more sunshine. And why do men are the only ones that can take their shirts off? I saw a nipple
Yes, thank
in a
you.
TV show today, and it was a male nipple, and I was like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't show her nipple because we can't handle our shit? All right.
Locally,
This-
though, ladies are allowed to take off their shirts here in Austin.
This show is pro free.
You know that, right? Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's
Fantastic.
legal for ladies to take off their shirts in Austin, Texas. Unfortunately, in shows it's not the same, but it is totally
That's
the same.
true.
It is here the same. Here
Well, it's just
in
he had
Austin, it
such a
is.
big breast.
What if
Just
there's-
one?
Well, it
Just
only
one was
showed
big?
one. Anna
Oh,
Faris
yeah.
was laying on the other. It was the show Mom, and this dude in he worked out, so he had like a big old boob, and so I just put my finger around it like that, made a hole, and I was like, that is just a breast. It's a boob right there, no different from any other boob. And I was like, this isn't fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not
Scott.
fair. I agree.
Part of that, yeah.
It's not fair.
So I ran outside and just, it's like, all right, let's do it. Everybody, show your boobs. Strip. We're going to the quad. Bring your green hat.
Bring
Yeah.
your green hat.
I think I should be part of some kind of special police task force that goes around and tells people who can have their nipples out or not.
It
I
should
don't-
be regulated more on a
I
person-to-person
think
basis.
I'll run for that office.
Yeah.
Just nipple comptroller.
And I'll just
Nipple comptroller.
And,
Nip troller.
I will go around and decide.
I'll be out there making sure people aren't masturbating.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, you can
In
get an
public.
FBI hat, federal body inspector, and just make sure that all the nipples are fairly exposed and no one's masturbating.
And this
Yeah.
world will be a better place for it.
It
Blow a
will.
whistle.
We know how to solve Austin traffic.
They make those shirts in like DC. I've seen those before. Like,
And
Oh,
that-
yeah.
full body inspector.
And all of
yeah.
that right now was typed in the answer for.
So
Yes.
there's your answer. Yeah.
Should
Yeah, it
you
was-
masturbate?
We went a lot of places with
Yeah.
that, but there you go.
That's the best answer. Joe, let's do one more. What's the point of anything if the sun is going to expand and destroy the earth?
Oh man,
Oh,
depression
yeah.
meds.
Man.
Joe, can you give us the simple truth? on that?
It means that you know what it means. It means that every day is just that much more sweeter,
Oh wow!
Oh,
you flipped
I
it.
like that.
You flipped it,
and you should.
and you reversed it.
I feel
and you
I've
should.
gotten too
And you should
serious.
do it,
I'm
but
glad
you should do all the shit before that fucking sun explodes, right? Like steal things, right? Right, fellas? No, maybe
Well,
not.
I don't know
wait.
about steal things.
Oh, that took a turn,
like
I
that,
guess.
yeah.
Huh? No.
Well, I guess I don't know. Do what you want to do, Joe. we're all gonna die from the sun, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So
Pull a
what's the
heist,
point?
pull a heist, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
just
poor,
kidding.
Poor human. It's like, yeah, but like not in a couple hours.
Just kidding, kids. Like I said, live every day a little sweeter.
I like how
One
that
person's
question,
out there looting when it's cloudy.
like how the question started with, "What's the point of anything?"
Yeah,
Good.
what's
That's a
up?
good.
What's
It's a good
the
place to
point
start.
of anything?
Yeah, it's a good place to start.
What's the point of anything? Even that, yeah, is a great
Yeah.
way to start.
Like, there's got to be a point to something.
This is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should
Anything's
probably
a
be
pretty
the
broad
answer,
stroke
right?
there.
Do, not everything revolves around the sun. Just some planets, or
Ooh.
vice versa.
Ooh.
You know what? Sometimes we're just lucky to be here. We've already got our dream, and now it's just about how much work we're going to put in.
Exactly.
To quote Scott Collins.
Aw.
And be careful buying lettuce.
Yeah. Make sure you have your ID.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roadmaps EP Scott Collins project.
Oh,
Do check it out on Spotify. For now, it's under Scott Collins project. So check. I don't know why.
Oh, it is?
I don't know why Spotify can't. Even if you put in Scott Collins, it won't pull up Scott Collins project underneath it. It just shows you. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm still putting the pieces back together.
But if somebody wants to listen to it, you can do it, or just go on your website, Scott
Google.
Collins project.
Or Yahoo Answers.
.weebly.com.
Yeah. Yahoo
Or
Answers.
Yahoo Answers.
You can learn a
Yeah,
lot of stuff
just
on there.
Google
I
Scott
think.
Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn a lot about me.
And
Just crowdsource random people, you know?
Yeah.
You'll find your answers. It's a good idea.
2018, people.
Yeah.
you got so September. You're playing the Mrs. EP show at September 7th, Lambert's.
September,
7th,
that
or-
is the 8th.
Okay.
And the 7th, Pennyfest.
Oh,
with
Pennyfest,
Penny Left
okay.
for PR, yeah,
Gotcha,
with Quiet
gotcha.
Company and Lowen.
That's a great
Dark
event. They
Bird.
do that every year.
I love it.
Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Love it.
Lineup's
sweet.
awesome.
Chase from Marmalakes.
Yep.
Cool.
Fair City Fire, September 12th is the Grizzly Bear.
Hell yeah.
Right?
September 12th.
Stubs.
Yep.
Yep.
You can get it wherever you
It's
normally get
fantastic.
Stubbs
Super
tickets.
excited.
Or because if you're already going to the Grizzly Bear, you can just hang out, right?
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
free
just hang
entry.
out, bro.
Come in
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
afterwards.
All right.
Say hello.
Cool.
And Grizzly Bear, you should come on the show, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just come on the Say Aloud
Calling you out,
podcast.
Grizzly Bear.
They play the good music.
Mhm.
Are you willing
Sure
to
do.
free the
So
nipple?
good.
Yeah, free the nipple.
Yeah, let's talk about nipples.
I'm calling you out.
Come on the
Grizzly
show,
Bear.
Grizzly Bear.
Yeah.
Unless you're anti-nipple.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means that you
Yeah.
probably don't have self-control.
They better
And
come
you
out.
should just stay home with your porn
They're gonna have to defend this.
and masturbate
Yeah.
in your own sinful life.
They're gonna have to defend
But don't
this.
get caught.
But don't get caught
Yeah.
because it's illegal to buy lettuce in the grocery store. We just wrote a song.
You're welcome.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
T-Rex.
Scott.
Thank you for having
See you
me.
again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That was good. Yes.
Masturbate.
And masturbate.